Hello everybody, this is on day 2 of nursing school starting, and I just wanted to do a checkup video on beginning of nursing school and any tips or anything that I would say to prepare for or to just be ready for the first day at nursing school. In my previous video, I had hoped to be able to get more videos on the prep that happens before nursing school to get that done beforehand, but I came up pretty close to time due to more shifts that I had picked up to be able to cover for future costs. But I wanted to give this a sort of an extra prep. It may not be available too much ahead of time. It might just be a couple days that you can look at the stuff that I'll mention, or a week maybe, but yeah, just wanted to let you know either way. So number 1 is as soon as you see you have access to your course. Depends on the program and whether or not they post it online, but typically you will find an online syllabus. Along with the syllabus, if you can find it, there may be some areas in there where it states out the calendar. The calendar will be extremely helpful because it will not only show what readings you need, what group assignments are going to be later, but also will show those grade or those assignment due dates. For example, my first class had a pre-work assignment before the first day of class. You were supposed to walk in class with these assignments done. Now, since I was working many shifts, I had not looked at my email. I had not prepped for any of that, so I basically did it on the morning in the go and got half points for that. So that stunk, but I also wanted to let you guys know that because there may be some pre-course assignments. And I think just because the first day of class seems like the first step, we're just going to go over syllabus, we're just going to go over the basic starting things, there might still be work that you're supposed to have done before that. So I'd recommend immediately as you have access to that syllabus to go through it. One of the assignments even itself was going through the syllabus and answering questions about the syllabus. Now that might not be for every course that you're having that pre-work, but for some of your first ones, that could be a very high possibility. Second one is to be ready with a bag to be able to carry any extra supplies. We ended up getting handed boxes of books, and it was difficult to haul that around the whole first day since we were there from 9 a.m. to 4:50. So I'd recommend bringing extra bag, maybe fit it in your backpack that you'd be able to carry to bring any supplies that were sent to you, any supplies that you had purchased previously for nursing school, clinical bag, anything like that. Lab kits, just bring it. You don't have to necessarily bring it in your car with you, but in school with you, but if you just have it in your car, have it so you can run out there and breaks in between classes and grab the stuff that you need. It will help a lot. Yes, it is the first day, so they may or may not have lab for you guys, but just in case, it's always good to be prepared. I had previously packed my bag, I had it sitting out by the door, but I forgot it at home, and I ended up needing that. So thankfully, the professors were kind to us, and they gave us their own stuff for us to be able to use, but that is a possibility that stuff in your clinical bag that you probably have to order for school or that you pick up at school for lab, for clinicals, just bring it with you and have it in your car just in case. Last thing I wanted to mention was also just be ready to make connections. Those first interactions, that first interaction where you're sitting by someone. When you first walk into your first class and you are looking around the room, I do not know anybody, but I need to find a seat. Try to sit next to somebody. Of course, ask, is it okay if I sit here? But then as you're sitting there, and as long as the professor isn't talking or anything, use that time to be able to form connections with people, to be able to talk and ask questions to the person next to you, and be able to get that first friendship in to possibly have a then study buddy for the rest of time during class. It ended up that most of the students in my class were extremely friendly and just great people. So I made probably 6 friends that first day. So very grateful for that. But what took that was the first reaching out to the person I was sitting to. That person knew other people, and so they then introduced me to those other people, and therefore it grew. So be willing to not only open up to people and also ask them questions about anything you know. So of course you're sitting in the first day of nursing class and just ask, what made you want to come here? What made you want to become a nurse? Any question like that, you can lead on with it, and they'll probably ask you questions too. Being able to build that first relationship with somebody at the beginning will not only give you a possible study buddy for the rest of the nursing school, but also give you somebody that you might be stressed about a test, you might be just worried where you're supposed to go. Having someone else other than a professor in case they're occupied, it's on their off hours, anything like that, just that little bit of extra support, that little bit of hearing from their own perspective of what's going on can help a lot in those moments where you're just like, I don't know what I'm doing. They might be like, I don't know what I'm doing either, but having that community and that sense of a little bit of a togetherness in an uncertain scenario can really be helpful, at least that I've found. Anyway, I hope you guys are all having a wonderful start to nursing school. If you are starting this fall semester, if you're starting in spring or next fall, props to you guys. I hope you guys rock your prerequisites. I know you will. And I hope you have a wonderful start to your nursing journey.